out there, and welcome to another Dean GT special, World's Greatest Pen Review, episode 3. And this is the Precise line of pens by Pilot, and these are rollerball style. And what I have here is I have the V10 clicker, the V7 capped, the V7 clicker, and the V5 clicker. And the V10 and the V5 I have in assorted colors, and the V7 I have in just black. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these pens, of course, do our regular weighing and measuring and that sort of thing, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the write test. But this pen, first off, is included in this series because it is a very famous pen. It's out there. I don't think I've ever been into a store where they didn't at least carry some line of the Precise pen. So it's definitely worthy of the world's greatest pen. So episode 3, here we go. So I figured we would start out with the Precise V7, since I already have these ones actually opened. I had used these ones before, but I saved the packaging for all my pens for these type of situations where we want to do reviews and unboxings and things like that. So starting with this one, we got the V7, and this is the rollerball. We'll take this out. All right, and we'll compare that to the retractable, or the clicker as I called it. I do believe Pilot refers to it as the RT, which is retractable. So right off the bat, we can see that the capped version and the clicker version are relatively the same size, at least with the cap on. There's a little bit of extra room, or I should say extra length, for the clicker on the top there. And if we take this and retract it and put this side by side, we can see that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches almost exactly for the capped, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half for the retractable when it's retracted. When it's put back into the pen body or retracted, it is a little bit longer, not by much. Let's say by about 2 to 3/8 of an inch. So, and I'll of course post the metrics stuff on the bottom, since I don't have the conversions handy at the time of the filming. So, all right. So the other pens, of course, are going to be not much different. We're going to take those out when we do the writing tests. But if you see, for instance, the V5, they use the same case. They just put the, in fact, I don't even think they even put the size on there, for probably reasons of buying different ball sizes that you can put in there at any point. So yeah, there's no real marking saying if it's the V10, V5, or V7. So, oh, excuse me, there is right there. So I take that all back. I can see it right there. So yeah, so it's colored, so it might throw you off a little bit, like it did to me. But as you can see, it will tell you that it's the V7, V5, or the V10. And the V10 is yellow, V7 is blue, and the V5 is red. So interesting to note. So as far as length and all that, we're done there. What we can do next is we can certainly do the weigh test. So let's get our handy dandy weigh device here. All right, we found it. And let's give the capped version a weigh up. That one is very lightly used, so should be about spot on for a new one. And you got 10.74 for the retractable, and presumably because of the extra plastic required and the extra spring and that kind of thing that's in there. So I would imagine these other pens weigh the same, but let me get them out. Okay, so we'll unbox the V10 here. We'll go with the red one. It's the easiest one to grab. Why not? Very excited about this pen. And brand new, 10.74. So if we take it back to the original, we're looking at 0.04 gram difference. So that's probably a little bit of ink that was used. But they will tend to come out of the factory probably always around the same, depending on ball size. So interesting to note. And then here's the V5. certainly take one of these guys out and see if that's the same. And 10.75, so yes, it is very close. They're all very close together. So, all right, well, let's get the right test going, guys. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we're back. And you know what, we'll start, because it's handy, we'll start with the V10. And this should give us the boldest line out of all of them. So what we'll do is start by taking the little wax off on the end there. And let's go for pi, precise, or this is the V5 actually. So this is the V5, excuse me. And we'll do our hello world there. And very, very smooth, no scratchiness for a 0.5, which is pretty surprising. We'll go on to the yellow one here and take off the tip. And the yellow looks pretty nice actually. Shows up very well for a yellow color. Go with orange. Very nice, and again, these are all very nice the way they lay down the ink. Pilot Precise is very famous for its smooth writing, and you can see why just with this. And very bold pink there. Again, not much scratchiness for a 0.5 at all. Go on purple. Nice purple color. Move on to the red. And the red's a little less red than some of the other ones, but it is still a very nice red. And we'll go with the green. There we go. And that one, pretty nice. I do see a little bit of missing, but that could be, it's just starting out. And I believe we have the last one here, which is light blue. And very nice colors. So these are the 0.5s or the V5s. Okay, and then we'll move on to the V10 this time for real. And you can tell right off the bat, it's got a bigger tip. Should be no surprise, so. Do hello world. And first impression is very, very smooth, almost like an iron gel. Glides right on the paper. Nice boldness. No railroading. 1.0 ball size, as I typically do for most pens, but this one I'm really, really enjoying. Here's the blue. And again, a very nice dark blue, standard blue there. The red, very much similar to the red on top, but much bolder line, so it looks darker. So I'm pleased to see that it got darker as the ball size got bigger. So, and here's purple. And again, very nice ink laid down. You can tell it's laying down quite a bit of ink there. And one thing I'll note too is that you can take these apart. If I can remember how here, I think they're just really tight on there. There we go. And they do have the refillable cartridge, which is why the RTs are probably held in very high regard, because you can refill them. And then moving on to the V7. This is like a in between the two, and you still get the smoothness of the 1.0, but the thinness of the 0.5. Kind of a compromise between the two. All right, there's a hello world. And the capped version, very similar. It does feel different in the hand, of course. As far as how it writes, it's pretty much the same. So I don't see any much differences there. But there you have it. the Pilot Precise line of pens, very good roller balls. If you're looking for a excellent pen that you cannot go wrong with, you'll pick it up. It'll work pretty much every time. Definitely look in this direction. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So that concludes our season 3 episode.